I recently calculated what $150,000 invested in SCHD could potentially mean for your financial future, and the results are pretty compelling. In the first year, that investment could produce around $5,400 in dividend income. If dividend growth continues near historical levels, that income might climb to roughly $17,000 annually within 10 years, and possibly exceed $50,000 per year after 20 years, even without adding additional money. But the bigger story isn't just the income itself, it's the freedom that income can create, the flexibility to cut back work hours, change careers, or simply live with less financial pressure. When your investments generate consistent cash flow, your money starts working for you instead of the other way around. In this video, I'll break this down through 3 realistic scenarios: a single investor aiming for early retirement, a married couple strengthening their retirement plan, and someone aggressively pursuing financial independence. For each scenario, we'll look at monthly income potential, key milestones along the way, and the long-term outlook, along with tax considerations and common mistakes investors should watch out for. Quick disclaimer before we begin. This content is educational and based on SCHD's historical performance, not financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Markets change, dividends can fluctuate, and your personal financial situation is unique. Always conduct your own research and consult qualified financial and tax professionals before making major investment decisions. Now let's start with the basics. What does $150,000 invested in SCHD actually produce? At a dividend yield of roughly 3.6%, that investment generates about $5,400 per year, or around $450 per month. On its own, that might not seem dramatic, but the real strength comes from dividend growth. Historically, SCHD has increased its dividend by roughly 12% annually, meaning the income gradually rises over time. That could look like about $500 per month in year 2, nearly $800 monthly by year 5, and around $1,400 per month by year 10. And the growth doesn't stop there. By year 20, dividend income could approach $4,000 per month, all generated from that same initial investment. At the same time, the portfolio itself may continue growing in value, meaning that original $150,000 could potentially become a much larger asset over time. Now let's walk through 3 realistic scenarios to see what this could look like for different types of investors. Scenario 1. Single investor building financial independence. Imagine you're 35 years old, single, earning about $65,000 per year, and you've managed to save $150,000 through consistent investing and disciplined savings. You decide to place that money into SCHD to start building long-term passive income. Year 1. The investment generates roughly $5,400 annually, or about $450 per month. After a 15% tax on qualified dividends, that's around $380 monthly. It may cover smaller expenses like groceries, a car payment, or a phone bill. Useful, but not life-changing yet. Year 5. Dividend income rises to roughly $9,500 per year, about $790 per month. After taxes, that's around $670 monthly. At this point, dividends could cover several key expenses and start providing real financial flexibility. Year 10. By age 45, dividends reach about $16,900 annually, or roughly $1,400 per month before taxes. Combined with part-time work or side income, you could generate more than $3,000 per month without relying entirely on a full-time job. Year 15. Around age 50, dividend income approaches $30,000 per year, creating significant financial freedom. Year 20. By age 55, dividends could exceed $50,000 annually, with the portfolio potentially worth over $1 million, allowing genuine financial independence and the possibility of retiring years earlier than most people. Scenario 2. Married couple preparing for retirement. In this scenario, a married couple, both age 50, has saved $150,000 in a brokerage account and plans to retire at 65. They invest the money in SCHD as part of their retirement strategy. Year 1. The investment produces about $5,400 in dividends, which they reinvest to speed up compounding. Year 5. At age 55, the portfolio could grow to roughly $270,000 through reinvested dividends and market appreciation. If they chose to withdraw the income, it could generate about $10,700 per year. Year 10. By age 60, the position might reach around $485,000, producing roughly $19,000 annually, or about $1,600 per month in dividends. Year 15. At retirement, around age 65, the portfolio could approach $865,000, generating approximately $34,000 per year in dividend income. Combined with Social Security benefits, this income could comfortably support retirement while the portfolio continues to grow and provide increasing income over time. Scenario 3. Aggressive early retirement strategy. Now imagine you're 30 years old and focused on reaching financial independence as early as possible. You start with $150,000 invested in SCHD and consistently add $1,000 per month. Year 1. The initial investment generates about $5,400 in dividends, and your contributions add a small increase. Total dividend income is roughly $5,800 annually, or about $480 per month. Year 5. With continued contributions, reinvested dividends, and growth, the portfolio could reach about $340,000, producing around $13,000 annually, roughly $1,100 per month. Year 10. By age 40, the portfolio might approach $780,000, generating about $30,000 per year in dividends, more than $2,500 monthly. Year 12. Around age 42, the portfolio could cross the $1 million mark, producing roughly $39,000 annually in dividend income. Year 20. By age 50, the portfolio might exceed $2 million, generating over $80,000 per year in dividends. With consistent investing and discipline, SCHD can become a powerful tool for achieving financial independence far earlier than traditional retirement timelines. If you want access to my complete SCHD income calculator, where you can enter your own investment amount, whether it's $50,000, $150,000, or even $500,000, and see projections for 10, 20, or 30 years. I share that exclusively with channel members. Members also receive a dividend tracking spreadsheet, tax optimization guide, portfolio updates, and access to a private community discussing strategies like this every day. Click the join button below or the link in the description. The monthly cost is small, but the tools inside could help you build a powerful dividend portfolio. Let's quickly go over the tax strategy and some of the biggest mistakes to avoid. First, taxes. SCHD pays qualified dividends, which are typically taxed at 0%, 15%, or 20%, depending on your income level. If you're single and your taxable income is below about $47,000, or married with income under roughly $94,000, you may owe no federal tax on those dividends. That means during retirement, when income often declines, your dividend income could become highly tax efficient. Now let's talk about the common mistakes investors make. Mistake 1. Spending dividends too early. If you're in your 30s or 40s, reinvesting dividends allows compounding to work much more effectively. Mistake 2. Panic selling during market declines. Prices will move up and down, but long-term investors focus on the growing income stream rather than short-term price changes. Mistake 3. Ignoring taxes when calculating income. Always estimate your income using after-tax numbers, not just the headline dividend amount. Mistake 4. Expecting fast results. Dividend investing works best as a long-term strategy. The real benefits appear over many years. Mistake 5. Forgetting healthcare costs in early retirement. Planning for insurance expenses is crucial, so unexpected medical costs don't disrupt your financial independence plan. Quick recap. $150,000 invested in SCHD generates roughly $5,400 in the first year, potentially growing to about $17,000 by year 10 and over $50,000 by year 20 through dividend growth. For a single investor, that income could support earlier retirement. For a married couple, it can significantly strengthen a retirement strategy. And for aggressive savers adding monthly contributions, it can accelerate the journey toward financial independence. The core principles are simple. Start as early as possible, stay consistent, reinvest dividends, and allow compounding to work over time. What's your goal? Early retirement, building passive income, or strengthening your long-term retirement plan? Leave a comment and share your situation. Subscribe for more dividend investing strategies and income breakdowns.